Hey everybody, so I am using some new earbuds, so hopefully some through here. Let's see. You see behind me? I'm at the Capitol. Let's turn this around, show you guys how beautiful our Texas State Capitol is. So, I see a couple of you guys are watching. If you could let me know if you could hear, that would be super awesome. As I mentioned, I'm wearing new earbuds, so I just want to make sure you guys can hear my update that I'm about to give. So I'm just going to assume we're good to go, guys. Like I said, I'm at the Texas State Capitol today. I'll put my purse down. Make it a little easier. I'm at the Texas State Capitol today, doing some work. Of course, there are a lot of bills that have been filed. Amy, thank you for confirming that you can hear me. Makes me feel a lot better. So far, as of this morning, there are about 40 plus bills that have been filed here at the Texas State Capitol. It's just so pretty. Such a pretty Capitol. In the House, there are 27 bills that have been filed, as well as, 3 joint resolutions. Now, on the Senate side, there are 10 bills that have been filed and 1 joint resolution. So what is the difference between a bill and a joint resolution, you ask? Well, a bill is your typical legislation. A joint resolution, what it actually does is it amends the state constitution. So in Texas, we don't get to collect signatures for ballot initiative like a lot of other states do. If we want to have something put on the ballot, it's up to our legislators to author a bill, and then it has to go through a very rigorous process, more rigorous than the bills have to go through. It has to pass with a supermajority out of both chambers, and then it's sent to the Secretary of State and goes through a long process. So that is the difference between a bill and a joint resolution. So we've got multiple resolutions filed in both chambers. Extremely important, because legislation has to pass through both chambers to become law. So it's very important that they're having these conversations. So let's talk about committees. If you guys have been staying tuned, you probably saw that some bills have started to be assigned to committees. So what does that mean? Well, that means that they are assigned by either the Speaker in the House or the Lieutenant Governor in the Senate, and they're sent to committees based on their topics. And so we have some different legislation that's dealing with. Hey, good to see you, Ruben. He used to work with Representative Lucio. Now he's with Senator Lucio. That's awesome. They have done so much work on medical cannabis. You guys. Senator Governor sends it to the committee based on the topic, and then the chair of the committee will call a hearing. Now, I just want to make sure everybody understands that right now, the governor has decreed that we are to work on his, we meaning the legislature, not we meaning me, but that the legislature is to be working on his priority legislation. So things having to deal with ERCOT and the winter storms, as well as several other items that he set up for priorities. So they'll be dealing with those first. So you can start to expect hearings for our priority policies in 2 to 3 weeks, I think. Now, there's another date that's really important that you guys know about. I'm sorry, wearing this mask is like, I feel like I'm panting into your ear, but that just is what it is. So the 12th of this week is the filing deadline for any legislation that is going to be heard this session. So you notice I mentioned we have 40 plus bills and joint resolutions. I anticipate there will be several more that are filed this week. So I anticipate that number will go up. And we'll keep you updated. And you'll see in the description there's a site that you can bookmark, and that's where we update every time we get a notice of new bills that have been filed. And once all the bills have been filed, we will select our priority legislation. Of course, there's a lot of very important topics and a lot of good bills, but based on different information that we have about the bills and about their authors and about the makeup of the committees, we will pick what is our priorities. Now, I want to remind everybody, the way that a bill is originally drafted is not necessarily the way that a bill passes. So while it's really important that we all have front-end input with our legislators to make sure that they're crafting good testimony, it's really important that we stay connected with them during this session so that any amendments or changes that happen throughout the process are also well thought out. So you will see that there is a virtual lobby day link in the description of this video. I encourage you to sign up and participate. It is a virtual lobby day, so you'll be able to participate from anywhere in the state. It is a two-part event, so we have an orientation to get everybody acclimated to the technology, and it is required on the 28th at either noon or 3 o'clock. And then on the 29th, we'll have different meetings throughout the day with House representatives and the senators. So let's see, was there anything else that I wanted to make sure to tell you? Okay, so just to recap, we have 40 plus bills that have been filed in the House. We have 20 bills that have been sent to committee. And in the Senate, we have 6 bills that have sent to committee. Now, the reason that that's important in the Senate is that last session, the Lieutenant Governor sent this many bills. 0 bills. So we have made a big stride on that from 0 to 6 bills because he does personally assign them to committee. So that's extremely important to note. And then we have, I don't think I mentioned this already, but next week from the 15th to the 19th, we'll be doing with marijuana policy, will be exhibit based on penalty reduction. And then the 12th is the last day for bills to be filed, and we anticipate committee hearings in the next 2 to 3 weeks, depending on how the legislation that's priority for the governor goes. So, also a reminder to register for the virtual lobby day. And I think that's it. That's all I got, guys. I don't see too many questions in the comments, so I'm going to give a second. And if you guys have questions, please feel free to drop them in. Amy, let me re-explain that for you. Absolutely. Lobby Day is a 2-part event. So the first part is going to be on March 28th. And March 28th is going to be the orientation. We're going to go over policy. We're going to go over the technology of the event. And it is required in order for you to participate on March 29th, which is the actual lobby day. Now, if you click on that link, it has the schedule for the lobby day laid out. So, Amy, you could, based on your House district and your Senate district, determine which time slots your meetings will be. So, ultimately, it'll only be 2 hours out of your day on a Monday and 1 hour out of your day on a Sunday. So, hopefully that explained it a little bit better for you, Amy. Let's see, any other questions? When is it going to pass? So, Andy, when is it going to pass? There are multiple stages that a bill has to pass through in order to become law. The first step is the committee process. So it has to be assigned to committee, which we've had bills moving. Then you have to have the committee hearing. They vote at a later date, and then it will go to the next stage's calendars, and then it will go to the other chamber. Then it will pass back through and land at the governor's desk ultimately. Now, if you guys have questions about this and the whole process of it, you can go to texasnormal.org, and you'll see our activist training guide on there. Just click that, and that gives you the whole rundown on how the legislative process works. Let's see. Can we send personal stories for those who can't make it to lobby day? Andrea, super important. Very good question. Thank you for bringing that up. So not only for lobby day if you can't attend, but just in general for hearings, because you get 5 days notice, and what we're being told right now is if you want to give verbal testimony, you have to be present in person. So if you look at the description, you'll see bookmark this link for legislative updates, right? Click that, and there's a link that says submit your testimony for hearing binders. So we're collecting testimonies, we're helping edit them, get them all, standardized nice and pretty, and then we're putting them into committee binders, and we give those to each committee member on the day of the hearing. So Andrea, great question. Please do click on the link and submit your testimony there. Let's see. morning, Lauren. Good to see you. Let's see, any other questions? All right, I'm not seeing more questions. So click those links. Make sure you take action to submit penalty reduction, take action to support medical cannabis, legalize cannabis for a regulated retail market. Those links are all there. Sign up for our lobby day, submit your testimony, and follow the bills as they move through the process. It's all super important. We'll keep you updated as hearings and bills move forward. I see Amy asking about attending committee hearings. So as of right now, each committee chair is going to be allowed to make up the rules of their committee and how it is run. So each committee hearing will depend on the committee to answer that 100% confidently, Amy, but I cannot. I do believe that people will be able to attend the in-person hearings, and that is the only way to give verbal testimony unless you are an invited witness. So that, of course, is subject to change. And I will let everybody know that you are able to watch hearings online. I'm not sure if they'll let you sign your support or opposition to a bill yet. That will depend, I believe, again, on the committee chair and what they decide to do. So that is a good question. We'll keep you updated on those items as it gets closer. Let's see. Okay, well, guys, it's been great to talk with you today. Hopefully my connection was good and you could see me okay. I'm trying it with the sideways camera and it feels weird, like it's real close in my face. So I'm just gonna close out real quick with one more beautiful scan of the Capitol building that we have. It's a beautiful building. Hopefully we can pass some beautiful legislation that helps not only Texas patients, but Texans who have been penalized by the law, and also making sure that businesses are able to grow and sell cannabis at a regulated market here in Texas. So on that note, bye everybody.